them onions is kicking. Ew. I'm gonna have to turn this up a little bit. Goodness gracious, y'all. I cut about nine onions. And they got my house smelling like a boy's locker room right now. Jeez. Hey, I put some orange stuff on. So hopefully it's gonna knock out some of that smell, cause baby, listen, it ain't in my clothes yet. But goodness gracious, onions be so strong. And I don't understand why. Hey, y'all made me 5 pieces of bacon, baby, and a fried egg. It was so good, I didn't need nothing else. I think I might be eating that again for dinner. I think that's what I'm gonna eat, because I ain't had that in a minute, and it turned out perfect, man. It was great. I like food, y'all know that. I wanted to come on here just real quick. At this point, it's becoming redundant, but we're gonna say it anyway. So y'all seen this stuff about the Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, right? Hey, Mr. Avery. Hey, y'all. Y'all them onions got my house smelling like it's strong too. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to spray some in. Did y'all see it? I know it was like a couple of days ago they was talking about it, but y'all saw it. You saw it? Okay. Ooh, girl, it is strong in here. You hear me? If anything need to be purified, it's pulling it all out the air. Cause goodness gracious. I just want to know: did we talk about people not having medical insurance? Did we? Was we talking about that in 22? We did. No, no, no. I'm saying we was talking about it in 22 too. Hmm. Especially in October. That's when we start telling people that they need to have 90 days of their medicine just in case. Right? Hey, Pumpkin. So guess what? One other question. Right. Did we talk about them turning people's money off? Did we? We definitely did talk about that. We talked about it. We talked about people not having medical insurance. We talked about buying what you can before it's too expensive, or they get to turning people money off because you won't do it. They want you to do it for whatever reason. And now there's a lot of people. At first, it was just cutting it. Now they talking about like almost getting rid of some of it completely. If people can't go to the doctor, and people that are on a fixed income, they're already making every dollar that they have stretch. Right? Or no? Some people can't afford their medicine already. So what's going to happen if they take the Medicaid and the Medicare? And the programs that give you subsidies to get your medicine. What's going to happen then? There were people that told me I was fear mongering every time we talked about this kind of crazy stuff. But now, 3 years later almost, I went to the ER yesterday, $500 deductible. I could only do $250. Okay. You hear me? There were a lot of people that didn't want to hear about this 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. All of these things that are happening, they didn't want to hear about it. And now you cannot go anywhere and not hear it. Hey, Selena. Can you? On the news, they talking about it. On the sports channel, they talking about it. On TikTok, they talking about it. On other social medias, Instagram, wherever they get, they talking about it. But 3 years ago, when those things were easily accessible, nobody wanted to hear about living in a time where that could be a reality. I think it's crazy, but we did talk about it. Just pray I'll be able to stock up as much as I can before it happened. But I thank you so that I am no longer lost. Listen, this is the thing. I've been wondering, like, because a lot of people are they're saying that the end times is here. They're seeing it now, which is scary to me because it's a crazy time to be realizing it. Does that make sense? It's like it's been all these signs and people are not talking about it because God revealed it to them. They're talking about it because it's on the news. And we talked about that. We talked about not waiting until the news is reporting it to want to know. You want God to tell you prior to. I have a question. Have we ever did any studies on Damascus? Did we do any studies on Syria? Ancient Syria? Did we? A lot of our stuff has been there. Because it's ancient Mesopotamia. Of course we did. We did a lot of studies. We talked about a lot of the studies that we've done on the giants and where they were and all of that and the Assyrians and the I just got asked God to strengthen my no, because if you didn't listen, I can't help. You see my Kevin Bacon hat? Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm missing one part. I'm missing one part of this costume. You just give me one moment. I want my room smelling like clean. Hey, what are you doing? Are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. You mind your damn business. No? Or yes? is my Kevin Bacon outfit. If you know, you know. Shoot. We don't got stuff like this for no reason, do we? If you purchase one of these or something similar to this in the beginning of 22 or 23, do you feel crazy about buying it now? Do you? Is that supposed to be a compliment? Do y'all think what y'all say before y'all type it, or you just type? You know, all things that come to your mind, you're not supposed to let them fall out your mouth or off your fingertips. Did you know that? Just because it comes to your mind don't mean you supposed to let everybody know it was there. Moving on. This is my Kevin Bacon outfit. And all of you that thought I was a little rash, okay, or a little blunt when I said you spent your money on what you wanted to spend your money on. Okay? And you want me to feel sorry for you, but you was laughing at me with the family and calling me crazy when I was telling you it's some stuff you should look into getting. And now, you still feel crazy? Do you? We got drones flying all over. They said they might belong to another people, which is exactly what we were saying the other day. You welcome, Pumpkin. Wasn't we saying they could be our cousins? Then we said them could have been our cousins frisbees just the other day. And then I got back on the social media and everybody was saying, yeah, they probably are cousins frisbees. Y'all seen it? No. And they as big as planes. Interesting. You hear me? I know you don't feel crazy about buying your stuff now. But because if they cut Medicaid, food stamps, housing, people are going to be in very crazy situations. And let's say something like 2020 happens where you don't have to leave. But what if you already don't have nothing? What if you thought that everything that you heard about prepping or having emergency stuff was propaganda? Then what? I got a question. How many of y'all got tired that affect my household from every program? Come on. Come on. Come on. But can I ask you a question, Miss Rhodes? Would you be more stressed out if you hadn't been prepping for 2.5, almost 3 years? If this had happened and you had never come over here or never seen nothing and just didn't worry about it, right? Would you be more stressed out now hearing that? Anybody that's affected by that. God gave us time. And as you can see, these what do you call it? Pains is coming quick. They not waiting. You hear what I'm saying? But God warned us and gave us time to do little by little by little by little. You said, "Oh yes, if I can be honest, I probably would be back to the old me." Oh, wait a minute, hold on now. You said what? I would be back to the old me because stress takes me back to what is comfortable. And you know what I'm talking about. I do. I do. I do. And that's why I said, now do y'all see why I said sometimes God's provision is just Him giving you information so that you can prepare for what's coming. It's not stopping it. Most times when people know something crazy coming, they ask God to stop it. But most people don't ask, just take me through it. Make sure I'm prepared for it. Right? They just, oh no, God, stop it. Just don't let it come, God. You can do it. He said, I'm still going to let it come, but you could have asked me to prepare you, give you the strength to go through it. You could have did that too and just asking me not to stop it, because then if you're waiting on me to stop it, you don't prepare. You said, right, give me a warning. Come on now. You also understand being here has helped all around the board for me, because not only do I have some stuff, not all, but my mental is a whole lot better. So you just gonna take the next stuff out of my mouth? Hear it in. I was I was about to go say that. You say we'll find it. Just do it. I'll sit back here. I'll sit back here. I'm gonna let you just go and do it, because I was just about to say that. I said not only that, have y'all seen how they said people are freaking out? Girl, don't say sorry. You were supposed to laugh. That was funny. No, because we right on it. You already knew what I was gonna say. Y'all see how many people they talking about is freaking out? People are losing their fertilizer. They losing it. Think about all of the people that wasted money in the last 3 years. Yes, the mental preparation just as important, and we got that here. Come on, RSVB. Come on. People's like, she got you all. Because, baby, you're going to have several things intact. You can't just be strong in the Army. You have to be mentally strong, physically strong. You got to have a couple different things working for you to be a good soldier. Yeah, talk to my sister-in-law and the fam in Michigan talking about going to Canada, like that will help. They don't realize it's going to be a girl. Come by here, dear Lord. Come by here. Come by here, dear Lord. Come by here. Somebody's praying, Lord. Come by. Because that's what they're going to have to do. Because they don't realize those borders and stuff are going to be closed. And whatever is going to be happening, scary. One other thing. Did we talk about them getting leaders out the way? I got tested with the hurricane because I didn't stress at all. When the lights went out, I still cooked and everything. And did. You said sadly troubles will be what? Did we talk about them moving certain leaders out so that they could put other leaders in? Did we talk about that? And certain people being unalived because they needed to do certain things? Then she told me I was stressing her even more, all the while she had 4 of her grandbabies. Listen, so many people then told me I don't want to think about it because it stresses me out to think about it. I said, okay. I ain't said nothing else about it. All the hair on my body just stood up. I ain't said nothing else. I ain't sent no, the food is bad. I ain't did no. I'm dehydrating onions. That's all I hear when I talk to people unless they know what's up. Listen, just good. How long you been talking to them? Put how long you been telling your family member and friends up there for me so we can see how much of a warning they had. How long they have been warned. How long y'all been blowing the horn. Tell me. Me too. What did Jesus do when they didn't hear him? Kicked the dust off his feet and kept it moving. And it said it's going to be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah in that day. 2021. Okay. 3 years. 4. Excuse me. Yes, sir. I was just telling someone today that you the real because everything you talked about for almost 3 years has been happening. Thank you, Pumpkin. Our Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago has stepped down from being the political leader. We're supposed to have elections next year. Here we go. And they just got the Syrian dude out. And who did he hook up with? Russia. Russia. You said 2 to 3 years? 3 to 4 years? 3 years? 1 year? Okay. Now, remember our map that we were looking at the other day? Do you guys remember we were like looking at this? Do you guys remember like we were looking at the map the other day and we were talking about like how they're going to come across to Asia and then like everything in their way is going to be like obliterated? Do you remember we were talking about that? Do you guys remember? Okay, so since we talked about that a couple days ago, let's look at what happened. Interesting. And let's look at where he went. Interesting. So let me do it before I turn it around to y'all so I can actually see. Oh, here we go. Right here. Right? Right there. Right here, right? This guy, Syria, ran to this guy, Russia. Interesting choice of where he would go, isn't it? Do you think so? Who is Syria's allies? Russia, Iran, and Turkey are Syria's allies. It also says China, Japan, and North Korea. So Russia, Iran, Turkey, China, and Japan, and North Korea? Russia, Iran, Turkey, China, Japan, and North Korea. Do y'all remember what we just read about them marching across Asia? Who remembers us just reading that? And then a day or two later, and if you think about those countries and what they're next to, here's Israel right here. This little bitty piece. But now you got a lot of these folks. Because there's China. Japan over here somewhere. Right? We got... I can't look at this backwards. Y'all know I ain't got my glasses. Here we go. So now, we got Russia, China, Iran, Turkey, Syria, Japan, and who else y'all said? Oh, North Korea. Hold on, y'all. And no, I don't know where it is. And it's okay. Right here. Right here. Right here. So you got China, North Korea, Japan, Russia. Y'all, I need my glasses. Turkey. You said Iran. Did y'all say Iran? Iran. So y'all realize that that's like a whole bunch of these people marching this way, and Iran, right, and Syria, if they linked up, Israel is right here. All of these people in a minute. Can I ask y'all a question? Last year and earlier this year, I asked y'all to brush up on what book in here? Anybody remember? This year and last year, I said you'll need to brush up on one specific book in here. Who remembers what it is? Anybody remember? The War Scroll. The War Scroll. Did we read the War Scroll in 22? We read some of it in 23, and we read some of it in 24. And I said, you'll want to go and kind of see who's going to be going against who and who they used to be, because this is the War of Armageddon. The war, the one that's, you know, Probably a lot of people that thought this wasn't important. They just didn't know how important it was. Who remembers me saying nothing is for nothing? And if God had us looking into it, it's for a reason. And we'll find out shortly what that reason is. Y'all hear me say that a lot? You see it being true or what? If you all are listening to the news, one of the one of the metals that China put a tariff on coming into the United States is one of the first words we studied when we were studying the alchemic table. But it's in our book. Do y'all remember what that word is? It starts with an A. And I said it's another word for. Do y'all remember? If not, we study a lot, but I just want to see if y'all remember. Hmm. Who remembers? Anybody? Antimony? Y'all remember we talked about antimony? That's one of the things that the fallen angels taught men. And I said that they had nuclear weapons back in those days. That's how the earth kept getting burnt up. Y'all remember us talking about that? In the book of Enoch, it talks about antimony, and the fallen angels taught them antimony and blase skip and whoop-de-wop, remember? Well, y'all realize that that's one of the things that China put a tariff on to come over here. That's one of the metals is antimony. Didn't we go study all the different types of, well, not all of them, but we looked up a lot of different metals and what they were used for. And you remember that's when our phone started tripping because all of the metals that we were looking up were used in weapons that the army uses, that the military uses. Y'all remember? And I was like, okay, we're going to get away from that because they be logging that stuff, finding out who's looking at what. Y'all remember? I'm sure that a lot of those metals, too, that are on that list are metals that we looked up. I can't say all of them. I didn't go check specifically, but I saw antimony. I said, interesting. So when we did the class and we were studying all the different metals and how metal is extracted from rock and how they mine metals and different things like that, and we looked up, I think we were kind of studying like welding and different things like that because we figured out when the angel started to show them how to make swords and knives and shields, and so we went and looked up what breastplates was made out of and what different shields was made out of. Y'all remember this? Weapons for war is what we were studying. And what metal was strong but light, durable. Remember we went and we looked up the different weights of the soldiers. Like even when we were studying Solomon. And we went and looked up how much those shields that he was given, the shields of silver and the shields of gold. Y'all remember that? You remember, Miss Sunshine? You remember? Y'all remember? Because we was looking up how much it would be in weight as silver in today from back then and all of that. If you remember that class, we were talking about, okay. And now metals that are used for those very things are going to be taxed coming over here. There's a nuclear arms race happening right now. It's one of the same things that was happening right before the earth flooded. As in the days of Noah. Men started to price gouge prices and they became greedy and covetous. It's happening right now. The elite were unaliving each other for power. What's happening right now? They were hoarding the food from certain people and being stingy and taking from others. We read this in Enoch. Is that not all happening right now? Women had no rights. They were being attacked. The holy men and innocent people was being unalived, and the horrible people was we read about all of this, and we watching it happen right now. We watching it happen. Remember, it said that the farmers was gonna plant food, but wasn't nothing really gonna be growing but thistles and thorns or something like that. Y'all remember we read that? It is. Now, you know, a lot of people started going to farmers and stuff and getting their milk, and now the raw milk has bird flu. Y'all seen it? One of the first things that I ask mothers when I first came here, one of my first videos, is me saying, if you have children, you need to learn how to dehydrate milk. Is that not, before I started talking to anybody about the giants or anything else, my main goal when I came over here was to teach people how to eat well for less, to process their own food, so that way when there isn't any, they know what to do. That's what my whole TikTok was supposed to be about. It was never supposed to be really about the Bible. I got on here to try to show people how to stretch a dollar, basically. I talked about drying meat. I talked about drying vegetables. I talked about being able to filter your water. We talked about all of these things. We need shelf-stable food. Have I changed anything of how I talked about that? We about to be 36 months in 2 months. Every single month since I've been here, I said, please go to the food bank. If you have pantries near you, please learn how to make this, learn how to make that, have enough of this so you can make pasta, live on a budget, put your twos and fews together, because I still do. I ain't changed the way I lived since I know y'all. I didn't go out and buy no crazy expensive. I ain't, no. And everything I've been telling y'all to do, I've been doing. No, y'all literally watch me do it. And we ain't talking about books. I'm talking about what things have I encouraged y'all to buy that you can't use right now? How many useless things have I encouraged y'all to buy? Pretty much everything I asked you to get and I showed you is going to be very important in this next year or two. I didn't, even the creams and butters, stuff that you could put up, the soaps with the seeds, pretty much everything that I asked y'all, hey y'all, if you can go pick this up, it's something you can use. It ain't gonna be no cute stuff, cutesy wootsy stuff that you can't do nothing with. Even these books that you purchased, that people was like, why you buying all them books? You is crazy. This, that, and the other. Okay, well, if the TV go off, if folks get to tripping and you can't leave your house, oh, excuse me, if they get rid of the Board of Education, guess what you already got in your house? Because you didn't just buy books for you. You bought books for your kids. You bought books for your grandkids. I don't care if you went to the Goodwill, whatever. We learned about the seed library. So if you didn't get food stamps or you didn't have money to buy them, you could go to the library and get free seeds. Every single year, there have been things that have gone out. You said, yes, my last birthday celebration was 2022. After that, then I didn't blow money on nothing that wasn't necessary. The little I had, when I could get it, I got off what I could, and it's all been helpful. Come on. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You hear me? In real life. In real life. In real life. I already know right now that there are people that left our community and they wishing they wouldn't have. And I'm not saying it like, oh, whatever, whatever. They quit even thinking about anything that we talked about over here and went back to whatever they was doing prior to being here. And I'm not saying it like, oh, they, because it ain't no backsliding. They just didn't want to hear about the end of the world. It was people telling me, you know, all you talk about is this and all you, because it's coming. We're in it. We're living it right now. You said, yes, all the way down to doing your own nails and saving money. I'm trying to tell you. Listen. I know for a fact, because I got friends and people in my family. The same thing. Same thing. People did what they wanted to do. You hear me? And even in my situation that I'm in now, I still was thinking about what stuff wasn't going to be good. I never stopped thinking, but if I can say this, living with less has been so much better. Not perfect, but peaceful. Come on. Girl, I've been, listen, you've been here to hear me tell the stories. God has not let me work. I had to learn to live on this. And once you do, you don't just go back to wasting money and spending money just because you can. You're not going to do it. Because once you learn to live that way, it's ingrained in you. It don't matter how much money is around, you still gonna live that way. You hear me? Whether it's a lot of money or a little money, no. And as y'all can see, I'm not blowing no money. I don't blow money. I don't waste money. One, because money is too hard to come by. You hear me? I don't care what financial situation you in. Money is hard to come by, and when you waste it, God don't give you more. But once He teach you to live out blessed, what do you need the extra for? I don't go out. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm going? What I'm doing? I might buy some pajamas, but I guarantee you they coming off the clearance rack. Y'all done seen my collection of nice Walmart tees that sometimes I get them for 47 cents depending on when I catch them. And I got a nice assortment of them, but I ain't paid more than $2 for them, and I'm about 5 or 6 at a time. Okay, about $12, $13. I'm gonna go over there to the clearance rack and get whatever. If they got leggings for $2, $1, sometimes they mark them down to 70 cents. The leggings might be, I don't know, I might every once in a while splurge and spend up to $15 on a pair of sweats, but they gotta be thick, and I gotta know that they gonna last for a long time. You hear me? Have I changed that since y'all met me? Again, pretty much everything, if I said I purchased this, it was something that I wanted y'all to purchase too. And I didn't go trying to find the most expensive. I might have been looking at it for 3 weeks and waiting for it to go on sale. Then I tell y'all about it. So that you could get more for what you have. Because remember, we talked about all it. If it ain't going to keep you alive, it ain't important. Right? If it's not going to keep you warm, it ain't important. If it's not going to make sure you're not bouncing around in the dark, it ain't important. I don't believe in encouraging people to waste money. And this is why a lot of my friends, they don't want to, yeah, because I don't care about that. I'm looking at you like you silly because you blew all that money and got nothing, honey. I need something. I need a lot for my little. I'm going to say it to you again. A lot of people like to spend a lot on nothing. I need a lot for my little, babe. My little got to stretch as far as it can go. So you bragging about how much you spent, that don't do nothing for me. Cause I be thinking about how many things I could have bought with what you spent. So no. And that ain't changed because I've been on here with y'all. I've been the same the whole time and I'm still gonna be the same. You said left all out and don't be having nothing to show for just blown money and attitude. I told y'all that ex-husband of mine used to do that. He'd go blow all the money and walking around mad. You did it to your damn self. Right, I told my kids that if I'm able to do Christmas, it's gonna be something for what's coming, not something that they not gonna have next. You remember what I showed you my kids is getting for the holiday gift? You won't be a grandkid toy in there. Grandma's gonna make sure your mama got about 3, 4, 5 pounds of potatoes dried. I've been working my tail off since Thanksgiving. I got about 9 pounds of onions in there, so my house is about to reap for the next 7 days. Grandma got some dried onions, some dried sweet potatoes, some garlic powder, some vanilla, some yeast. That's what Grandma got because I believe that there's a severe food shortage. I also believe that we're gonna see it a lot quicker than we think. I told y'all what I'm sending my kids, and they know I'm sending you food. That's gonna be my holiday gift to you, a food basket of my love, sweat, and tears, and smelling like onions for 3 weeks. Won't be no nothing. Mm-mm. Because I would rather have you be mad at me now and be like, she didn't get us nothing or she didn't do whatever. But my grandkids, you can make a soup or something. I don't care about that. Right up. Yes, now that my daughter moving out tomorrow, that seemed like what I'll be doing from now, my grandbabies. Because I know she don't started because she been here. Well, in my family, instead of getting each other gifts, we decided to get stuff for the kids in North Carolina. Okay. Okay. Do you guys know somebody in North Carolina? You know somebody in North Carolina? If my mama would have sent me all of that, I'd be so excited and hella happy. Listen, I'm not, my kids know. My kids done did plenty of Christmases with no gifts, baby. That wouldn't. Okay. Okay. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I never made Christmas a big deal for my kids. Really, no holidays. Like, we would do a little bit, but because I always knew the next year I might not have nothing. So if they didn't get nothing on Christmas, we'll cook a good dinner or whatever else it is. Or when I say nothing, I mean maybe one or two things. My kids knew what it was. I didn't. 4th of July, I'm not spending $700 on no fireworks. And then tomorrow I gotta start buying y'all school clothes. I didn't do that. I'm gonna take you to see some free fireworks. When I had all 4 of them, I might do $100. But in 2 weeks, I gotta buy school clothes and school supplies for 4 kids. I ain't buying no. I'm about to go get the cheapest. Uh, I don't know. I didn't have it. I mean, I ain't gonna say I didn't have it like that, but even if I did or didn't, I wasn't doing it. I was not gonna do it. That part, even especially when I found out the real behind. Yeah, this is the thing. I used to see my friends and stuff do it all the time, and then they running around hollering at the kids, acting crazy. Didn't nobody tell you to go spend all that money? You could have got them some $20 outfits. You hear me? We could have went and watched the fireworks. You could have got them a couple sparklers, maybe, $30, $40 on one big something, and that's it. Let them run around and play. I'm not doing that crazy stuff. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure because I keep seeing the only reason I say that I asked that is because I keep seeing them. Did you see they stole 93 generators from the people, which is crazy because God kept telling me it was going to be a lot of that. You hear me? Did y'all see? I think them people had 100 generators for like the older people that couldn't pull them. Girl, the police took them. The police, the sheriffs. Yes. People had donated them big old gas generators, and they got them for the seniors or disabled people that can't pull. It's just a push start. Girl, that man came back. He said, "What y'all doing?" He had took a video of all big old orange, pretty and black. Yeah. And the police was down there about to arrest them. They was like, "So we gave them to who we wanted to give them to." He was like, "But they were our generators." Police that came in the middle of the night and took them and gave them to who they want to. I bet you it wasn't nobody on the list. I bet you it was their family members and stuff. Yeah. But I told y'all that. I kept, because, yeah, it's on TikTok. The man was hot too. You seen it? CERCA, can you please tell me what you blend your dehydrated onions? I use my blend. Well, I use my blender and I use the chopper thing. I use both. So I use my blender first, and then I put them in that little coffee grinder. That's how. But it took, pouring so much in there. They need to make a bigger something of that. They need to make a bigger one because it took a minute. Because I would have to only put so much of the crunch. I put them in a blender first, and then I'll just pour them over in there and get them all the way like that. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what I did. But y'all got them international stores where you at. You can do it old school too. Put them kids to work, girl. Go get the pestle, the mortar and pestle, and you can do it like that too. Cause I'm gonna figure out how to do it on mine. And I know they probably for the low down there in Florida where you at. You can use that too, just like they do. Cause I'm getting ready to get my arm strength up. Don't worry. Cause what we gonna use? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll try both. No more my garlic powder, onion powder. And yeah. 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 I'm excited. Like I said, we got to send out some bread pans. So folks gonna have them. Cause if y'all don't remember back in the old days, it used to be they was made a loaf of bread every morning. They'll put it out and have it rising early. By the time everybody got up, they had it on that stove. They'll make some bread and some soup, or some bread and a casserole or something. And that might be the whole meal for the whole day. You might get a couple extra pieces of bread or something like that, because people don't believe that we are in a depression, or a recession, depression, which depression. They don't believe it. But we talked about it, we studied about it, and it's here for real. That's why, like I said, God had me set this up the way that He did because He knew all of this was coming. That's why I didn't start living outside of my means. I stayed the same because He told me that this was all going to go away. I knew that. So then me starting to live above my means or anything like that would have been silly when He already told me what it was. You see what I'm saying? And ever since we've been on here, they've been tripping about how we get on and all of this and all of that. So whether this goes away or not, because of the way God had us set it up, everything can still move until it can't. Should I say that? You know what I mean? Because we didn't base what we do on what we get from here. Because it ain't, we wouldn't be able to do nothing. Moving on. You know? It's a lot of people that they're getting ready to have to change the way they live when this goes away. I said, I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm about to be right here doing exactly what I would do if y'all wasn't here. And I have been the same ever since. Let's learn how to do it ourselves. We learned how to make cheese. What you call it? We learned how to wax cheese together. We didn't learn how to make soap together. We didn't learn how to do a lot of stuff. We didn't learn how to make vinegar, dehydrate, can, do it ourselves. We didn't learn a lot of stuff together because one, hold on, y'all. I gotta pee. I've been trying to hold it in. Give me 1 second. I done drank that dang. Ooh. Sorry about that, y'all. But that's why I didn't. But even that's like even when I got married, my ex-husband, he kept wanting us to go. I said, listen, I do not live beyond my means. Do you hear me? No, they don't. They don't see it. Just like they didn't believe it. Girl, right? What I was getting ready to say? He kept trying to get us to move in these expenses. I said, no. I said, because if something happened, then what? Oh. I mean, we was arguing like cats and dogs, like the end of 2018. For me, I said, God keep telling me something is coming. I don't want to hear that no more. You've been doing all this coupon and this and that. I heard all kind of crazy stuff. I'm telling you. And then February, they was like, we don't need y'all because ain't no, we're not delivering to schools. The schools ain't going to be open. It's a lot of restaurants that's closed down, or they're not getting the volume that they were. This man went from almost getting a truck and a half during the day to barely having the front part of the truck loaded. And then he would be home, but he used to go to work at like 3 in the morning. He would be home back by 7 or 8 o'clock, no later than 9. And that was with him trying to stretch it out. I said, so what if I would have listened to you? And I tell y'all this all the time. What if I would have listened to you and I didn't listen to God when he was telling me to coupon and to start a garden and all of these different things? What if I would have just waited for it to happen? We would not be where we are. And I think when people hear stuff over and over and over again, they become tone deaf to it. I know it happens because it's happened with my kids. They hear me, but they don't. But like I told them, you may not be able to get to me. They might not be letting you out of your state. Mine might not be able to save you this time. So if you don't think that it's valuable for you to get this information and for you to be going to the food banks and for you to be going wherever you can and just in case you need it, or even if you have the money and you don't have to do those things to stack up on it, you can't, I won't be able to do nothing. What I'm going to be able to do? Because if they do lockdowns, you ain't leaving no state, because this is not going to be like 2020. It's going to be worse. They talking about putting bounties out on people for money. It's about to be crazy. The story of Noah, he was saying for 100 and... Come on, Mr. Avery. I don't know. Like I said, I believe, and belief is an action word. And if you keep hearing something over and 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 over, that means something. If you don't act on it, you cannot be mad at nobody but yourself. Y'all family members that didn't listen to y'all, that didn't go get nothing, they can't be mad at nobody. Your children can't be mad at you if you told them and told them and told them and told them, I can't believe you, Mom. No, I can't believe you. I can't believe that you didn't believe enough in me to believe me when I said this is what you needed to be doing. And that's why I've always said, I'm not up here to entertain y'all. Hopefully you're listening. And a lot of y'all did, and a lot of people didn't. A lot of people, even when they could, they didn't get the stuff that they needed. And I know this for a fact because we've had people come back and say it. I didn't take it seriously, or I started and then I stopped. I don't know why when more stuff kept happening. That made no sense if every single time you did come back to class, something that we talked about was being verified. That was crazy. Well, maybe you just got tired of hearing it. Okay, but you can't unhear it now. It's everywhere. You can't not hear it. It's on every station. It's on the TV. It's on TikTok. It's everywhere. And that's the scary thing to me, is that people don't believe it, or they don't get up and move until it happens. Not they still waiting on the rapture. I'm being nosy. My family too. I said they don't got to worry about it. Even though the news is saying you need to worry about it. The state governments are saying you need to be prepared for an emergency. And they say, oh no, we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about it. Oh, okay. So think about this. If they say they don't have to worry about it, do you have to be worried about it? If they say I don't have to worry about that, when they come telling you what's wrong, do you have to be worried about it? When they ask what you doing, girl, nothing. What you been doing? Nothing. Just taking care of the kids. I wouldn't even tell them I was dehydrated, no food or nothing. I wouldn't say nothing else. See, it's time out. Remember I told y'all it's going to come a time when we got to be quiet. Y'all remember us talking about this? You going to have to limit who be coming to the house. Come outside on the porch. What's up? Girl, why you on there letting nobody in your house? Girl, I'm cool. What's going on? Family and all. You said, I don't say a word no more. That part. That's why I said, I ain't got nothing to say to nobody. I ain't fussing. I ain't saying, did you get it? Did you look? I'm not saying nothing. And like I said, you don't know if you're going to be able to get in contact with me. So, yeah. I haven't called my older two brothers, especially after I talked to my oldest brother on his birthday and he went off. I said, oh. Talked to a couple of my kids. They was like, I don't want to think about it. I said, you're right. Let me just not even worry about it. I ain't about to. Y'all got the stuff y'all got, and that's it. That part, Niqua. Yeah. I'm about to go cook me some bacon and eggs. Their call won't be able to come through. Door closed rapidly like my cat is cooking. Up, up, up. Hello. Listen, Mari. Just looking at everything that's going on now. Just think if we would have waited. Or if God didn't peel the scales off of our eyes and say, hey, excuse me, it don't matter if the church is talking about it. You need to be doing it. Because there's so many people that didn't prepare because the church ain't talking about it. And I'm not saying all of them ain't. Some of them is waking up. But look at what time they're waking up in. They're not waking up a year or two prior where stuff was still cool and money was flowing good and you could get unlimited, this and that help. That's not the time they're waking up in. They're waking up in a time when things are way more expensive and you don't even know if you go out and spend all the money on food that it's going to even last or that it's even any good. It could end you in a hospital. How much y'all think them trenching tools is going to cost now? Because they came from China. The good ones that we got. How much y'all think they about to cost now? That's a middle. Y'all think they going to be more expensive? Tents. Anything that probably got whatever kind of metal they about to put a tariff on. Is that crazy that I want some chocolate chip cookies, some bacon, and an egg? I'm going to eat all of that at one time. Triple the cost. It's going to be more expensive, which is sad because people, probably a good $149 for the trenching tool plus tax. Probably more than that, Mari. Yep. probably more than that. And that's why I said, I say it all the time, I'm grateful. People said, and they thought we wasn't doing nothing because we wasn't out where everybody could see us, but for real, we was working. We was working on the things that was valuable. Our mental stability, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that we can think strategically. We ain't weighed down with the cares of the world and all of that stuff. It's a real thing. It is sad. It's very sad. But, I mean, what can you do about it? God said he was only talking to the people that's listening, and I am too. I'm not hollering at nobody else. You don't want to do it, I don't care. Just don't talk to me about what's going to happen when you did it. And I'm not saying it like that being heartless. I'm saying like it ain't like I ain't said it every day since folks know me. So if I say it to y'all every single day, what y'all think I do to my family and friends when I talk to them? You know what I mean? People I've known my whole life. What y'all think I do to them if I say it to y'all every day? Several times a day. I told y'all people had quit answering the phone and everything. I said, oh, okay. My belief causes action. I don't know what your belief called. Maybe your belief causes you not to do that, but my belief causes me to get up and move. And if I keep hearing something over and over, I'm definitely getting ready to get up and get on it. You hear me? So I don't know, but I'm about to go make me some bacon and eggs and probably get in my bed because it has been a long couple weeks. It's a lot going on. So I'll probably see y'all tomorrow. I might take tomorrow off because I got a lot of stuff in this house. I gotta go and do some more shipping and ship out the other buckets and fans and all of that stuff. So I might not even come on tomorrow. I might take the whole day off and just get that stuff done and then finish getting these onions and stuff done in the house. Plus, I feel like it's about to start snowing, so we gonna be in. Y'all feel like the weather about to change, even though it keep changing? Y'all think we about to get some real snow? Yep, good night. I think the cold is gonna come here in a little bit. And I could be wrong. We might not see none, but I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, I probably will too. We gonna see. I need to, because I need to clean this office and get the rest of that stuff out. It's cold. I got my blow dryer. Girl, I sleep with my blow dryer in the summer, the winter, the spring, and the fall. It's supposed to drop down to 6 degrees. Are you serious? I love you too, Pumpkin. I knew it. And I ain't even checked the weather. But I feel it. It's like my knees and stuff been acting up. I don't know why I feel like we might be getting ready to get some crazy weather. And I could be wrong because I'm not God, but I feel like that. And I haven't checked no stormcast or nothing. I need to start doing that. Love you too, Mr. Avery. That mean if it's going to be 6 degrees where y'all at, it's going to be stupid cold where we are. Sucks. All right, I love y'all.